Hey friends, it's Akidera. So I just got back from Japan last night, so this is going to be a little bit more of a chilled out video. I'm going to be talking about a few experiences I had while I was abroad, as well as showcasing a few things I got from the country. This time, I really needed this vacation. It was really relaxing, and there's a lot of things that Japan has to offer you. And it's all about the respect, But the first thing I want to kick off with was probably the most hectic experience I've had as far as using the trains go. So, obviously trains in Japan are a very big primary source of transportation, especially in Tokyo. And it's a Friday night, and it was my birthday, and on a Friday night you want to go out, drink, party, fuck around with your friends, like whatever it is. So that's exactly what myself, Joey, and a lot of our friends did. We went out, we wanted to go eat at an izakaya, and we were chilling, but the last train leaves around like midnight, and if you miss that, you either have to toughen it out and wait for the next train, which is around like 4:30 or 5 a.m., walk home or bike home, or have enough money for a taxi, and taxis in Japan are quite expensive. So we limited ourselves to around midnight, or at least tried to, and I think we were either in Shibuya or Shinjuku, which one of the two, which tend to be some of the most hectic times at night to be in, especially on a Friday night. And as time is getting closer for the last train to leave, we pay for our food, we leave, and as soon as we get to the train station, there are a lot of people packed, like more than usual.
So this is one of the last trains, and apparently this is when everyone gets crammed in, so I'm about to experience that right now!
Have you ever seen those videos where people have to push everyone into the trains? That's exactly what we experienced. So because it's the last train and everyone's meaning to go home as quickly as they can, everyone's just packing each other in there. And I remember one of my friends in my ear being like, "Aki, is this your first time?" And about to be squished, I'm like, "Yeah!" So my friend replies, "Okay, hang on to my arm because everyone's gonna be pushing each other in a few seconds here."
So we have to push our way in and cram it.
Sophia, yeah. Sophia, alright?
How are you guys feeling?
Oh, this is a video film.
-1, that's 3 quick maths.
The thing that's quite interesting about all of this is that despite of how hectic that moment was, it's all still about function, and I think it's become so routine for a lot of people that there's absolutely no fighting. People aren't yelling at each other about cramming one another in or being too close. I think people are just mostly just used to it, and also people don't really talk on the trains in the first place, so what more so in this case. But I don't know if this happens in other places in the US, but if it does, I imagine a lot of people being much more verbal with their words in these situations, but in Japan that was never really the case. It was more so just a very uncomfortable cramming of people, but everyone stayed calm, collective, and quiet, and those who couldn't make it, they just kind of like fucked off. So that was my experience. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have ever experienced that. If not even in Japan, then maybe at another location, because this is the first time that I experienced this, and I thought that maybe this might be something that really only happens in Japan. So if you're ever in Japan, be very wary of the last train, especially if you're in Shibuya or Shinjuku. So in this next segment, here are just some quick other things that I experienced in Japan, as well as showcasing things that I received. I went to the Boys Love Cafe. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. I also went to a Butler Cafe, and no, I didn't cosplay as Seal Phantom Hive as much as I would have loved to. That video will come out at a later date. I also got to visit Tokyo Otaku Mode, and I filmed an interview that I had with the CEO regarding the Otaku coin, because I know there's a lot of questions, comments, and concerns about how that entire thing works, so look forward to that video as well. Another big highlight that a lot of you probably saw on Twitter and Instagram was that myself, Joey, Tokidoki Traveler, and her boyfriend had dinner with some familiar faces that you probably know, which were Marzia, PewDiePie, Kick the PJ, and Sophie. And I gotta say, they were all very wonderfully humble and kind people. I was very nervous at first having dinner with them because this was such a last-minute decision to make, but as the night went on, we all had just really great conversations, made a few jokes, and it was really just great seeing these other YouTubers that I've been watching for quite a long time. I told them at the end that it was an honor to meet them, and that I was very thankful that we got that opportunity. Personally, my thanks to PewDiePie, Marzia, Kick the PJ, and Sophie for allowing us to hang out in Japan. It was a really great experience, and I really didn't expect that to ever happen when I went to Japan, but they're super awesome people. And here are a few things that I got from Japan. Sakura green tea Kit Kats. I tried to look for these everywhere, from the Don Quixote to the convenience stores, everywhere, and I could not find this except the airport. Every time I come to Japan, it's literally just been the airport I've been able able to find these. I can't find them anywhere else. Those of you that have been to Japan enough times or lived there, please tell me where else I can find these. Because I have a feeling these are overpriced at the airport. But Sakura green Kit Kats, oh my god. I also stocked up on some peach gummies because these are so delicious. But if you guys had these are honestly some of the softest gummies that you will ever have. I got a Hatsune Miku t-shirt, and this was only 800 yen. I mean, a lot of the stuff in here that you're gonna see was under 1,000 yen, which is roughly $10 USD. So essentially $10 and under is the majority of all of these, except one item. But yeah, there's the design. It's pretty cool. So you're probably thinking if this is a wall sticker or a little poster. This is a movie poster from over 30 years ago when the movie came out in theaters or was going to come out in theaters. And this only cost me 400 yen, which is funny because it's a coupon to see the movie for only 200 yen. But with inflation and everything, I don't know how much it is worth today. But to see a movie poster for Totoro, that means that this is over 30 years old and it's in really good condition. So I have to take care of this while I have it. That is so cool. Some Pop Team Epic stickers. And then this is what you'll get inside. It's 4 sheets, and then this is the one that you're seeing on the front, and then it'll also come with these as well. I don't know where I'm gonna put these, but I wanted something that was Pop Team Epic. In fact, I got quite a few things of Pop Team Epic. The next thing I got was a comic for a series called Zillion. I've never seen that series before, but I thought that the comic looked cool, and I like to collect very old and vintage things. And it was only 200 yen, so I decided to pick it up. The next thing I got, you guys probably saw the Twitter video I posted that actually went a little bit viral. Are we gonna see you in my future videos? Are you glad I bought you? Do you think you were worth 600 yen? Probably more. Should they subscribe to this channel? Yeah! He was being sold on the side of the street for 600 yen, but was totally worth it. Probably the most expensive thing that I bought on the trip was this. So there's this brand for figures in Japan, kind of like pop vinyls, where it's called Bear Brick, and they've been around for a really long time. And they made like sort of a subcategory of their brand called Rabrick. It's the word rabbit and Bear Brick put together. And they made a King Cosmo figure, and I always wanted to own one of the Bear Brick figures. So the fact that they did King Cosmo, I couldn't say no, and I believe this was like equivalent to about like 100 USD. Usually I don't really like to cut the 100 USD for figures, but that's probably the most I've ever spent on a figure for myself in my life. The main reason I got this is because 1, I wanted something that was Bear Brick, 2, Summer Wars is one of my favorite anime movies in general, and 3, it's very hard to come across Summer Wars merchandise in general. So the fact that Bear Brick made something for King Cosmo was really sick, and I really didn't want to say no, and it was new, so this is the most that I spent on anything as far as merch goes from Japan. And you know what? I don't hate myself as much as you think I do right now. You know that moment when you buy a figure, like, why am I gonna put that much money into it? But then you have this like this sort of feel-good euphoria after you buy it without hating yourself too much. That's what I have with this figure right now. The next thing I got some Girls Last Tour merch because we were in Harajuku and we went to like the very back streets, and there was this single store that I saw with a Girls Last Tour poster, and it was just like kind of this exclusive sale for Girls Last Tour, and they were selling a whole bunch of merch. So I got the soundtrack, a phone charm, and a folder. I also went to Park Harajuku. I said if I ever went to Japan again, I gotta hit up that store, and I did. But I decided to get this because it looked really cool, and I do like the old, I guess, 80s, 90s style of anime. I've always wanted my character drawn in this style, so I saw this. I don't think that this is a series. I think this is more of like an original design, so I decided to get this. I also got these Hatsune Miku figures. So I have this collection in Japan at Joey's place of these like very small Hatsune Miku figures, and I never knew what they were because they were sort of sold at secondhand stores all over Akihabara. I think they were around like only 200 yen to 400 yen each, but I went to a place called Mandarake and they had a whole bunch of them, so I finally figured out what this brand was. But this is some of the figures that you can get, and I already have these, but the reason I bought this is because I'm actually going to be giving these away at one of the panels for our next convention, MomoCon, which will be in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you guys are attending MomoCon, feel free to jump into one of our panels and try to win a chance at getting one of these. So those are just some things I got from Japan, and there's a few other things that I bought, but those are more like gifts for my friends. But this was a really chill video. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, of what you guys thought of some of the stuff that I got. What do you think of some of the experiences I had? There's a lot of fun videos coming out. I'm just trying to like relax now because I have like the jet lag. I recorded a lot of cool projects in Japan, so look forward to those. And I appreciate you guys for watching, and subscribe to my channel for more anime and otaku related content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!